Nowadays, when you hear viral marketing, you think of a brand having some sort of Twitter account like Wendy's where they clap back at people so people will repost it on their Twitter pages, getting free marketing for them, making memes about their brand in the most up-to-date meme formats, or doing a collab with an internet celebrity. This was not the case from the 90s to the early 2010s, when viral marketing meant doing the dumbest shit possible in a desperate ploy to get your company, or in this case, game, in the headlines. And no one did dumber shit than video game companies who were dedicated to get their games in the headlines by any means necessary. This included things like fake human meat stands, getting paid to name your baby Turok, getting paid to name your baby Dovahkiin, getting paid to deface a relative's grave with a billboard, and of course, the famous Halo 2 condom. There are plenty of other viral marketing schemes that I could have put in this video, but for this video I wanted to focus on times game companies broke the law for publicity to market their games. I will use a GTA star scale to rank these. I will start with the least illegal at 1 star and the most illegal at 5 stars. First up at 1 star, we have a marketing stunt for the cult classic game Red Faction Guerrilla, where in an attempt to market this game, THQ tried to tempt people into breaking into a car. But first, a little context. Released in 2009 for the PS3 and Xbox 360, Red Faction Guerrilla is about fighting against an evil government on Mars by smashing buildings. A very big selling point for the game is having a sledgehammer which you break shit with, and I've never played it, but I heard that the destructibility of buildings in this game still holds up to this day. So the geniuses at THQ thought, this is a game about breaking things with hammers. What better way to market it than to have a news article about someone illegally breaking something with a hammer to get access to the game? So THQ parked a car full of 100 copies of Red Faction Guerrilla, plainly in view from the window, on a busy London street, and then had a sledgehammer chained to a post right next to it. They really hoped that someone would use the sledgehammer to break the window, steal the copies of the games, and then, they could forgive them for it, not press any charges, and reveal it was all a marketing stunt. No one did this. People might not have even noticed, depending on how busy the street was. I mean, you're not exactly looking into people's windows. Or other people probably just didn't want to break the law in broad daylight on a busy street. There are a few details and no pictures of the actual setup they had, and as far as I can tell, there was no indication that was a marketing stunt. And THQ is very sad that they couldn't bait someone into breaking the law. This one only gets 1 star on the GTA crime scale because they did not break the law, they just created a situation where they hope someone would. Maybe since it's London, they should have had a knife chained to a post instead of a sledgehammer. Next, at 2 stars, we have Power Rig stunt of throwing a bunch of Guitar Hero guitars into an Icelandic volcano from an airplane. Now, this is something that is definitely unethical and illegal, but there is a debate whether it even happened. But what the fuck even is Power Gig? Power Gig was a Guitar Hero ripoff that marketed on itself that playing on a plastic guitar with buttons is for babies that still suck milk out of their mom's titties, and that real Alpha Giga Chads play on an actual guitar. So each copy of the game came with an actual extremely low quality electric guitar. Despite marketing itself on the concept of actually having to play a guitar to play the game, Power Gig's gameplay was terrible and did not actually necessitate you playing on the guitar. The game was exactly the same as Guitar Hero with you just hitting certain buttons. You didn't actually have to play the strings. To show how much they hated the fake guitar playing of Guitar Hero and how everyone's stupid for liking it, they took 300 Guitar Hero guitars and threw them in a volcano as a viral marketing stunt. This marketing stunt, like the game, was very unsuccessful. I found the original post of it when it happened on Reddit with 9 upvotes and 24 comments, most of which are negative. I found one user named Volcanic Ferret that pointed out that this would be incredibly illegal, and the volcano they say they're throwing the guitars into in the video looks nothing like it, and links an interview with the alleged pilot in the video. And in that article, apparently the pilot says that the guitars were dropped into an empty field and then picked up. The link is dead and I don't have a way of verifying if this is true, but since there is no record of the people in this video suffering consequences for throwing a bunch of garbage into a volcano, I am inclined to believe that they did not actually do it. At 3 stars, we have this stunt for Burnout 2 Point of Impact, which the UK government threatened to sue Acclaim Games over. But first, some context. Burnout is a racing game with a heavy focus on driving dangerously and crashing your car into other cars. To promote the game, the publisher Acclaim offered to pay off any speeding tickets in the UK acquired on the game's release date, October 11, 2002. The UK government was not happy that Acclaim was encouraging people to break the law and threatened to sue them for any legal fees and administrative fees for any people who took up this offer. Acclaim, not wanting to have to pay a bunch of legal fees and possibly face criminal action depending on the severity of the situation, quickly rescinded their offer. At 4 stars, we have Zynga's Mafia War promotion, which led to them getting fined $45,000 by the city of San Francisco. Remember Farmville, its many derivatives, and the terrible time-gated Facebook games that everyone and their mom played, literally? Well, to promote their game Mafia Wars, they glued fake $25,000 bills to the sidewalks of San Francisco. They did not ask for permission to do this, and if they did, they would have been told that it's illegal anyway, because you're not allowed to advertise on San Francisco sidewalks. The San Francisco city attorney was so mad about them gluing random shit to the sidewalk in San Francisco, saying it took 45 minutes to clean up each instance of the fake bills, and said he would be pressing charges for this, which he did. The city settled the marketing company Davis Ellen for $45,000, and that's almost enough money to buy a Has-Been Hotel animation. So yeah, the marketing company had to pay the fine for this and took the fall, not Zynga. Whether or not the marketing company was acting independent of Zynga, or if they okayed this, is something we'll never know. At 5 stars, we have EA sending illegal weapons across state lines. To promote Godfather 2, the video game, EA sent press kits to journalists that included brass knuckles. Now, this may come as a surprise to many of you, given the legality of other weapons and the reputation of America, but brass knuckles are illegal in a lot of states in the US, including California, where EA is based. In fact, shipping them from California to another state is in violation of state law and punishable up to a year in prison. Realizing their major fucked up, EA begged and pleaded and said, "Pretty, please, can we have all the brass knuckles back?" But apparently they didn't tell the journalist how they were supposed to go about sending them back to not get in legal trouble themselves, since shipping them back to California would also be illegal. I'm assuming this got resolved at some point, because despite the fact that there's no follow-ups about this story saying it's resolved, there's no news articles about someone at EA facing jail time for weapons charges or even having to pay a fine. But what a hilarious fuck up. I really wonder what would have happened if someone refused to give them back because they lived in a state where they're legal. Would we have gotten a headline, EA marketer arrested for weapons trafficking? I guess we'll never know. Finally, at 6 stars, ruining my GTA rating system, but feeling somewhat appropriate for how dangerous and dumb this is, I think maybe it actually deserves the made up 6 stars. So to promote Splinter Cell Conviction, Ubisoft, aka the worst company ever, hired a guy to go into a bar in New Zealand with a prop gun and point it at people. That's it. That's the whole stunt. Threatening people with a gun. The patrons freaked out and dived under the tables, called the cops, who showed up and nearly shot the guy because they didn't know the gun was fake until they took it from him. I'm willing to say this with 100% certainty that if this had happened in the US, the cops would have sent this guy to the fucking Shadow Realm. This is another case of passing the buck for responsibility for this horrific idea. The marketing firm hired by Ubisoft hired another marketing firm to market this game because I guess they just couldn't come up with the amazing idea of threaten random people with gun. I find it hard to believe that Ubisoft gave these marketing companies carte blanche to do whatever they wanted, and there was some sort of approval process that someone at Ubisoft had to approve this. But maybe I just want Ubisoft to be responsible because they suck. Anyway, that's 6 times companies broke the law to promote their video games, and there's more instances than this. I left some out because I thought they weren't that interesting. Anyway, this is different than my normal sort of content, so if you liked it, be sure to like and subscribe, comment, all that jazz, especially comment, that's the most important thing. And if you like this video, check out my video on the time on Pokemon Ash met Santa Claus for more semi-video game related weird stuff. So you can let me know in the comments if you think that they really dropped the guitars in the volcano or if it was faked for clout.